Welcome to Chanu's Dream TV, where every story makes you think, learn, and grow. In a peaceful valley in China, there was a beautiful forest where sunlight fell like soft golden ribbons through the leaves. A clear stream flowed nearby, and the air always smelled fresh, like rain, grass, and new beginnings. In that forest stood a mighty oak tree. The oak was tall and thick, with a wide trunk and heavy branches that stretched proudly into the sky. Birds built nests on him, and travelers often rested under his shade. The oak felt important. In fact, he felt so important that he began to believe nothing could ever harm him. Not far from the oak grew a group of bamboo plants. They were slender, green, and graceful. They swayed softly when the wind passed through them. They did not stand stiff like the oak. They bent, they moved, and they danced gently with the breeze. The oak used to watch the bamboo and laugh to himself. One day, when the wind was a little stronger, the bamboo bent low and then rose again. The oak shook his branches proudly and said in a deep, mocking voice, "Look at you. You bend so easily. Are you not ashamed? A strong plant should stand tall and firm like me. You are weak." The bamboo did not argue. It simply swayed, calm and silent. The next day, the oak laughed again. "If a storm ever comes," he boasted, "I will stand like a king, but you will be flattened like grass." The bamboo still said nothing. It continued to grow quietly, green and steady. Days passed, and the forest remained peaceful. The oak's pride grew bigger than his branches. He began to think, "I am unbreakable, but nature has its own way of teaching wisdom." One evening, dark clouds gathered in the sky. The air became heavy. The birds flew low and fast, searching for shelter. The stream began to rush louder. The forest grew unusually quiet, as if it was holding its breath. Then the storm arrived. The wind roared like a wild animal. It pushed hard against every tree. Rain poured down in thick sheets. Lightning flashed like bright cracks across the sky. The oak tree felt the wind strike his trunk. His leaves shook violently. His heavy branches whipped and snapped against each other. Still, he tried to stand perfectly stiff, just as he had always bragged. "I will not bend," the oak told himself. "I am strong, I am tall, I am the greatest." But the wind grew stronger. It tugged and twisted his branches. The oak groaned. His bark creaked. The storm did not care about pride. It cared only about what could survive. Nearby, the bamboo plants swayed wildly too. The wind pushed them low, almost to the ground. But they did not fight the wind. They moved with it. They bent with it. They allowed the storm to pass through them instead of breaking them. The oak looked at them in disbelief. "They are bending again," he thought. "They still look weak." But in the very next moment, a powerful gust slammed into the oak's heavy branches. The oak tried to resist, stiff, stubborn, unmoving, and suddenly, crack, one of his largest branches broke. Then, another dot, the wind twisted him again. Crack! The oak's trunk split, and with a final groan, the mighty tree fell to the ground with a thunderous sound. The storm continued through the night, sweeping over the forest. And the bamboo! The bamboo stayed bent, patient, silent, enduring. By morning, the sky cleared. The sun returned, soft and bright. Birds began to sing again. The stream calmed down. The forest breathed peacefully. The bamboo slowly rose back up, standing tall once more, green, graceful, and alive. The oak lay on the ground, broken and silent. His pride was gone. His strength could not save him, because he had believed strength meant never bending. The bamboo looked at the fallen oak and whispered gently, not in pride, but in compassion sometimes. The strongest thing you can do is to bend. Children, this story teaches us something very important about mental maturity. Being strong does not mean being stubborn. Being brave does not mean never changing. Sometimes life brings storms, problems at school, misunderstandings with friends, disappointments, or sudden changes. If we become too rigid like the oak, we may break inside. But if we learn to stay flexible, like the bamboo.com, patient and willing to adapt, we can survive and grow even stronger after the storm passes. So remember, flexibility is not weakness. Flexibility is wisdom, and the peaceful mind that can bend will always rise again. Thank you for listening to Chanu's Dream TV, where every story makes you think, learn, and grow.